Here's your AlabamaWX weather briefing video for this Saturday. It's the 29th of July. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray. Unusual day for me to be sitting in. Scott going to take tomorrow. I'll take today. Lots to talk about. First, of course, the heat. Much of the United States still broiling, including here in Alabama. Heat advisories in effect for all but the northeastern counties of the state. Again today and on Sunday as well. Heat index values may approach 107 to 109 in some locations. So if you're going to be outside working or playing, make sure you take it extra easy, lots of breaks, frequent water. Get inside to a cool spot as often as you can. Watch out for pets and other friends and neighbors that might be a little more vulnerable, and just keep an eye to the sky. Now, we are also dealing with the potential for some severe weather tomorrow. I think today we're probably not going to deal with that. This is the SPC Day 2. I'm recording this Saturday night or Friday night at 11:30. And so this is the Day 2, which is probably pretty indicative. A band there through the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic states and the Northeast. We'll see severe weather possibly today, some also over the northern plains. You see the slight risk there from southern West Virginia and Virginia all the way out to the Cape. Off Massachusetts, marginal risk surrounds that, of course. Now, but as we look at the SPC, what they were thinking on the Day 3, they did show a marginal risk down in North Alabama, and I think that's very possible. Northwesterly flow again, bringing in the thunderstorm complex, as we'll see in just a minute on the models. But for today, like yesterday, isolated showers and thunderstorms developing. Well, I'd say isolated. They were probably more fairly numerous on Friday. Of course, we had a few reports of some downburst winds, some damage from that, some very heavy rain, and a little bit of hail up in North Alabama. But those storms were sort of helped by this low pressure system the NHC had been talking about that moved into southern Georgia, centered early tomorrow morning there on the Georgia coast, but it's inland. It's not going to develop tropically, but it created quite a bit of convergence on its northwestern fringe between it and high pressure to the northwest, and we saw the convergence result in showers and thunderstorms on Friday. Now, will that happen again today? It looks like the storms will probably not be as plentiful. You see, going through the afternoon hours, showers and thunderstorms to the north of us. A few break out maybe through the evening hours. We could see a shower or thunderstorm down into north or northwest Alabama there around midnight. Those storms kind of limp down to the Birmingham area before dawn, and they're out of here. So, it doesn't look like today will feature as much. Big picture, North America, high pressure ridge dominating much of the lower 48. Got a trough up there in the Pacific Northwest, ready to come on shore into southwestern Canada and the northwestern United States, and low pressure there over eastern Canada. But as you can see with time, the low pressure there over Canada sort of digs to the south into the northeast and the mid-Atlantic states, and that puts Alabama back in another one of those northwesterly flow situations, which we've gotten to be so familiar with this summer. High pressure really in charge, keeping us warm, but it's not uncommon for a complex of showers and thunderstorms associated with an upper level disturbance to slide down that backside of the roller coaster there into Alabama. But as you see, as we go into midweek and later, that trough lifts out to the northeast, ridging, takes more control over the southern United States. It moves from its center there in the Arklatex area back out west. Boy, they've just had it rough in Arizona and the desert southwest this year. You can see a couple of Pacific tropical storms and hurricanes showing up there during the week in the eastern Pacific. Nothing in the Atlantic. But as you see, as we go into the latter part of next weekend, early part of the following week, we'll see a trough developing again over the eastern United States. Now, to the east there, you see that 587 decameter high. That's the Azores Bermuda high in sort of a westerly position. It could steer something southwestward if something could develop in the western Atlantic. Could steer it southwestward toward the Bahamas because of this trough, but that won't last very long. It does look like a system comes along there by August 10th, and we'll see. We'll look at that in just a minute. It looks like it would turn onto the northeast in front of that trough. Now here's the GFS, our model of choice for today, to sort of tell the weather story. Today, just expecting, maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm developing, perhaps some showers and thunderstorms moving into North Alabama late tonight. We'll watch that. You can see that's sort of a cold front that's going to be sagging to our south. We call them cold fronts, but in the summertime, they're really kind of cool fronts. Wake up on Saturday, maybe a few showers and thunderstorms over the Tennessee Valley. They sort of die out during the day. Most of the day, goes into a dry period until the late afternoon. The frontal system will be pushing into Alabama and further south. Showers and thunderstorms will be developing. We'll be watching to the northwest because remember the SPC hinting that we might see a complex of showers and thunderstorms moving down into the area. That's borne out by some of the convection allowing models. The GFS sort of ambivalent about it. Monday, I think that across Alabama we're mostly dry. Late afternoon or evening shower, thunderstorm possible. Be quite warm. 97 Monday, 98 on Sunday, 96 today. So quite warm. But as we go through time, that front settles on into South Alabama. The showers and thunderstorms become kind of scarce. Looks like Tuesday and Wednesday might be mostly dry and hot across much of Alabama. Highs in the middle 90s, overnight lows in the lower 70s. Those overnight lows just a degree or two cooler thanks to the slightly drier air. As we move into Wednesday, partly sunny again. Scattered showers and thunderstorms developing and another potential northwesterly flow event. We'll be watching for that. Thursday, it's more of the same, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Friday, getting into Friday here, it looks like a few showers and thunderstorms again, partly sunny. Chance of an overnight shower, storms, rain becomes more likely. Moving to the weekend, looks like those rain chances will be going up with the frontal system in that trough in the vicinity. And you can see nothing showing up tropically there over the southeastern United States, which is good news. We go out to voodoo period here. Looks like it'll be dry and hot again through the 10th. And get on out toward the end of the period, that weekend of the 12th. It again looks dry and hot for us here in Alabama. High temperatures off the national blend of models. 97 today, as we said. Take it easy. Heat advisories in effect. 98 again tomorrow. Backing off just a bit on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 94 to 95, but still hot. 96 next weekend. Then it looks like as we get into perhaps a little bit of rain associated with that lower pressure, beginning of the week 2 period, we could see temperatures dropping off just a bit. Take you quickly through the eastern Pacific. Finally getting cranked up over there. We see a tropical storm forming there by Tuesday, moving off to the west. Another system getting organized there by Thursday. Looks like that will be the stronger system. It parallels the Mexican coast a little more closely before heading out to sea, and it looks like it could become perhaps a 115, 120 mile per hour hurricane as it moves off to the east. Of course, we're more concerned about the Atlantic basin. The NHC keeping a very close eye on this disturbance. This system is going to be curving on off to the north and the northeast. It looks like it will likely form into a tropical depression. Hurricane Center thinks so. The GFS does also. But as you can see, it turns harmlessly out to the north and the east ahead of that next system, and really is not a threat to anyone, which is good news. We'll take that. Weather Rains, a weekly netcast. It's all about weather. We had a great conversation Thursday evening with Tabitha Bartow. She was a meteorologist in Knoxville who was let go from her position because of her hairstyle. And so we asked the question through the show, really good show, just, where do stations draw the line on personal appearance? What's fair and what's unfair to especially female anchors who, really have a tough time in our industry, and we want to show them our support. Go back and watch that show. It will release Monday night on the podcast version. It's always available out there on YouTube at youtube.com/weatherbrains. It's a great show. I promise you will enjoy it. Well, that's your weather video for this Saturday morning. I'll have notes on the blog, an update on the forecast coming up at noon. We'll be watching for any showers and thunderstorms that might develop, and we'll keep you posted on any changes in the thinking over the weekend into next week. But until I get to see you next Sunday, when I will be back in my regular chair, as I always tell you, keep an eye to the sky because you'll always have something fun to look at.